Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Katie and that's Tiger in the background there. So in this video I'm going to be doing my second first impression for November because I'm doing 2 this month. So I've got another full face of makeup to try out. Let's just go straight into it. I'm going to start with my primer actually. I mean, I don't know why I keep buying primers because I don't really use them that often, but I still seem to just keep buying them for some reason. So the primer that I've got is from e.l.f. This is the Poreless Face Primer Clear. This is the kind of pinky one. I believe this one is supposed to, you know, help minimize your pores. I believe this one had some good reviews, so I thought I'd check it out. They do have quite a lot of primers, e.l.f., but this was kind of one of the better rated ones. That's what it looks like there. Okay, well, the bottle does look pink, but it actually does come out like a white cream. So I'm just gonna go ahead and, ooh, it does smell like tea tree. That's very nice. I'm gonna pop it, I think I might just keep it in the kind of more center part of my face where I actually have got pores. I mean, I am doing my eyeshadow first, so I mean, I could have done this after eyeshadow, but I thought, hey, this will give it some kind of time to like sink in whilst I do my eyeshadow. Okay, well that feels amazing. That feels so soft. It feels really soothing. Just sort of really nice on the skin, and it has a really nice smell. Like, that smells incredible. Has it reduced my pores? I can't tell. Like, I don't know. Has it? Maybe slightly. But we'll let that sit on the skin, and in the meantime, I'm going to go on to my eyeshadow. I have already done a concealer and powder base. So I've actually got 2 palettes to try out here. So first of all, I've got the Barry M Shipwrecked Baked Matte and Metallic Eyeshadow Palette, which I thought looked incredibly beautiful. That's what the colours look like. I mean, it looks absolutely stunning. I've only tried one Barry M eyeshadow product, and that was the Fall in Love eyeshadow palette, which I wasn't mad about, to be honest. I mean, it was just a bit like basic, a bit boring, not the most pigmented, but this one looked a bit more exciting. It also had a good review when I saw it on Superdrug, so I thought, you know what, let's give this one a chance. I do really like the look of the colours in this. And I've swatched some of like the shimmers, and they do seem really pigmented, so I think this could be a good one. It was quite expensive though. I think it was about $12.99, which for drugstore is a bit pricey. The second thing I got from MUA, this is the Ultra Sparkle Face and Eye Glitter Gel Palette, which looks like this. Like, I'm not really 100% sure if this is the sort of thing I like, but we'll give it a go. I mean, obviously I love glitter, but I just don't know if this kind of formula of like the gel kind of pasty thing is necessarily going to be up my street, but we'll find out. I mean, look how beautiful it is. I mean, like, that does look absolutely stunning. So I definitely feel like we can make a look out of these two. It's just, I mean, well, actually, I've got a lot of options here, and I don't know what roads to go down. I think I'll stay clear of the blues, just because that's what I did in my first impression. So no blue, but I mean, we've still got a lot of options there. See, when in doubt, you've got to start with a transition shade. So this palette, I would say, is kind of like an even balance between mattes and shimmers, which I personally quite like it to be an even balance, so that's good. So I'm going to start with this light brown matte shade that I think will be a good transitional colour, this one right here. And I'm going to start placing that just slightly above the crease. There's kickback, but that's to be expected. I experienced that with pretty much all the eyeshadow palettes I use. Let's get zoomed in. I think I'm going to go in with this matte yellow, sort of like a yellowy orange colour. This one right here, and I'm going to work that one for the crease as well. I've got no idea where I'm going with this. If I'm being completely honest, that yellow shade wasn't particularly pigmented. The first shade I used definitely was, but that one just doesn't seem to be doing an awful lot, which is a bit disappointing. I mean, like, when you put your finger in it, it seems like it would be. Like, I mean, yeah, like when you put it on like that, you get some pigment, but when it's on the brush, it's not really doing it. So, I mean, look, it just kind of diffuses out. Not so sure about that one. Right, I'll go in with this dark maroony brown colour. And I think I'll just place that sort of in the outer third and a bit in the crease as well. I feel like when in doubt, just cut the crease, so that's what I'm going to do. I'll just quickly do that off camera. I really want to use this gold in here because it looks absolutely stunning, this one. The silver next to it also looks stunning, and the dark copper also looks stunning. Basically everything just looks stunning. But I'm going to go in with that gold shade. I'm going to place it in the centre, I think. I'll go in with my finger, but I'm probably going to use a brush as well, just to... Ooh, that's nice. So in the inner corner, I'm just going to go in with this kind of pinky white shade. And I want to go over my inner corner with something from the MUA palette, so I just want to put that one there for now. Right, in the outer corner, I think I'll go in with this kind of dark, it's sort of like a browny gold colour. This one right here, I think I'll put that in the outer part of the cut crease. Wow, that's pigmented. So far, I'm very impressed with the shimmer shades. They seem incredibly pigmented. I think they look absolutely stunning. I'm gonna take this glimmery purple, I think, and I'm just gonna get a little smudger brush and run this through the line of my crease. Right, I'm then gonna go in with the white glimmery shade, this one here, and I'm just going to pop that under my brow bone. I think I'll leave that palette up there for now. I have to say I'm incredibly impressed with these shimmers. I mean, I think they are very pigmented, stunning. I mean, this look is kind of a mess, I know, but these shimmers in this palette are absolutely stunning. I'm not mad about the mattes, like, some of them were okay, but that yellow in particular just was not pigmented at all. They're okay, the mattes, but I definitely think the highlight of this palette is the shimmers. I mean, just look at that pigmentation, that is incredible. Definitely want to try out. I feel like I want to just put a bit of like the purple or maybe the pink in the inner corner, I'm not sure. I think I'm going to, you know what, I'm going to go in with the like really garish purple gel, and I'm just going to pop that in the inner corner with a brush and hope that it comes out the way I want it to. So I don't know if it's best to go in with a finger or a brush with this. No idea. Alright, I mean, I definitely don't think that looks as vibrant and opaque in the pan as it like comes off from the eyes. You know what, I'm going to layer up some of the more pinky one over the top and see if we can get any more vibrancy. What do you think? 'Cause I'm not mad about that, to be honest. I feel like it just kind of looks a bit patchy and not as vibrant and like eye-catching as I want it to. I don't know, maybe I need to try a different way of applying these. I don't know, I feel like if you then went on top with like an eyeshadow, it would make it pop more, but I don't know if I like these glitters on their own. You know what I might do actually? I might just go in with, you know what, let's try this green. I want to lay that over the top of the glitter and see if it kind of pops more. It's kind of clumping up a bit as well because of the fact that it's kind of like a gel. Okay, I think I'm ruining this eyeshadow. Yeah, I think I just ruined the eyeshadow. This is turning into a bit of a mess. Overall, I'm not mad about that MUA palette. Like, I'm gonna give it another go and try it out differently. From first impressions, I'm not mad about it, but I will give it another shot in the future. And any updated opinions will be in my first impressions a month later. But yeah, this eyeshadow looks a bit of a mess, but you know what? We're just gonna go with it, you know. I'm not going out anywhere. It's quite late in the evening, so it's okay if that eyeshadow looks a mess. I did actually get a black liquid liner to try out. This is from Revlon. This is the Colour Stay liquid liner, and it is the black one. It comes in like a pop. It's that sort of style of liner, and this one had really good reviews. You've got a nice little pointy brush. So I'm just going to do a standard wing liner, I think, even though my eyes look a bit of a mess. Maybe we can save it, who knows. I'm not sure if this like eyeliner is working well with that kind of glitter underneath. It's come out a little bit strange. I mean, I think the brush is good. I think I have got a decent liner out of it. I'll have to use that when I've not got this crazy eyeshadow going on underneath. For my waterline, I've got the Gosh 01 Back in Black. This is the ultimate eyeliner with a twist, and it's one of the twisty up pencils. So it looks like that. You just, twist it up, standard. Also got a smudger on the other end. You could use that to, smudge out your eyeliner. I'm not going to use that today. So I'm just going to go ahead and pop this in my top and bottom waterlines. That's a really good eyeliner. I feel like I've tried a lot of really good pencil liners lately. I seem to be on a roll with my choices. But that's also another good one. Easy to use, pretty damn pigmented. So yeah, that's great. Happy with that. Obviously the added bonus of not having to worry about sharpening it. We'll see how long it lasts, because I find with some of the twisty up ones I go through them and like they're gone in like a few weeks, and others will last a lot longer than that, so hopefully it's one of those. For mascara, I also have a product from Gosh. This is the Gosh Lash Sculpting Fibre Mascara with seaweed, and it looks like this. And my experience with Gosh mascaras is they're a bit hit and miss. I feel like I've tried a few quite good ones, but I've also tried a few that really just not impressed me at all. So it's a bit of a gamble with Gosh mascaras, I feel. This one did have good reviews though, so that's, making me think that hopefully this should be good. You've got quite a long thin one, which is interesting. So I'm just going to go ahead and do my top lashes with this. That's actually not a half bad mascara. I feel like because I've got so much going on with my eyes, it kind of detracts from it a bit. Like, it's not the most impressive mascara I've ever used, but like, I think that's actually pretty decent. It has given me quite a bit of volume and thickness. Definitely a pretty decent mascara, I'd say. Be interested to see like how it looks without kind of so much going on with my eyes. But yeah, I've got a good feeling about that one. Hopefully it'll improve the more I use it as well. So that's our eyes done. I know they look a bit of a mess, but the whole point of these videos is just for me to try out the products. It's not necessarily to make the most amazing makeup look ever. So I'm going to go ahead and move on to the foundation now. And I've got the Revolution Conceal and Define Full Coverage Foundation. This one came out like about 1 or 2 months ago, and it's got a lot of hype around it. So obviously I did really want to try it. Mine is in the shade F1, and I have seen that they announced on Instagram that they're going to actually be expanding it to 50 shades in January, I believe, which is very exciting. Found that with the other Revolution foundations, F1 is normally a pretty like perfect match for me, so I'm hoping that this should be the case with this one. So I've heard that this is a pretty good foundation. I feel like most of the reviews I've seen have been positive. I think I've seen maybe like a couple people say that they weren't mad about it, but I feel like most people have quite liked this. And look at that huge doe foot. So you know what, enough talking, let's just slower a load of this on and see what all the fuss is about. I'm just gonna go ahead and use this doe foot, coat my entire face. The colour looks like it's gonna be pretty spot on for me. I mean, when they do release more shades, I may give another one a go, because it looks like they're gonna be releasing some like more paler ones as well with non-pink undertones, which is what I need. So I will have a look at them when they come out. But this shade generally should be pretty alright for me. I mean, that is a really nice looking foundation. It's got a really lovely finish. Pretty good coverage, I'd say. I wouldn't say it's quite full coverage, although I am going to build it up a little bit. But it's definitely very high medium coverage, that's for sure. Quite happy with the level of coverage. So far I'm liking it. I'm just going to add a little bit more just around my mouth. A tiny bit on my nose. And a little bit actually on these high points here. Oh well, fuck it, let's just put it everywhere. Right, I'm happy with that. I actually think this was a really nice looking foundation. It looks very nice on skin. Got a nice, lovely, smooth, flawless finish. Colour is pretty spot on for me. Pretty good match. If I'm being like hypercritical, it's definitely one of those foundations where you can tell it's on your face. Like, it definitely looks like I'm wearing a foundation, but you know, that's okay. I still like how it looks. It's nice. I'm a fan. I like it. We'll see how it lasts. For concealer, I picked up the Bourjois Radiance Reveal Concealer. This one is in the shade 01 Ivory. This doesn't have a particularly great shade range. I think they had like 3 shades and then they added like another 3, so I'm pretty sure there's 6 shades altogether. I'm like 99.9% sure this is the lightest shade, but this is a little bit orangey. I'm not 100% sure this is gonna work. It's not too bad. Like, I mean, it's still reasonably light, definitely. I don't know. I'm not sure. I did also pick up a new white mixer. I got the Gosh Mix and Fix Colour Drops, which is the 001 light one. So I might pop a little bit of this over the top just because, I mean, yeah, as it's starting to kind of settle down on my hand, it's just looking a bit orangey. So we'll pop a bit of this on. I'm just gonna, yeah, definitely in contrast with the foundation, it looks very orangey. So I'm just gonna pop a bit of this on. It smells really nice. And then I will just kind of layer on a bit of the white mixer on top. Just putting it in the usual spots. Right, so I've got some of that on, and now I'm just gonna get a bit of the white mixer on my finger and just kind of pop that on the places where I put the concealer, and then I'm just going to kind of mix it together and then blend it in. That's blended out really nicely. That actually does look really nice, and it's giving me a little bit more coverage. That is a really nice concealer. I wish that was like a shade lighter, because it's actually a really nice formula by the looks of it. I mean, it worked with the white mixer, like my colour looks fine now, but it's just, you know, it's a bit of a hassle to do, isn't it? It's just, you know, I prefer it when it's just the right colour in the first place. Like, it's easier with foundations because you can kind of just mix it on the back of your hand. But with concealer, it's a bit more difficult to like kind of do it. It just looks very like smooth and healthy. Quite a dewy as well. I don't actually have a new powder to try out. There just wasn't anything that I saw that I wanted right now. I have used so many damn powders, I'm kind of running out of options. So I did just pick up an old favourite. This is the Collection Pressed Powder in 18 Ivory. This is just a classic. I've always really liked this powder, so I'm just going to use this one to set my face down. Okay, we're all mattified, so let's move on to some cheek products. For bronzer, I've got the Rimmel London Natural Bronzer. This is in the shade 021 Sunlight, and it comes in this packaging here, and that's what the shade looks like. I'm hoping this won't be too orangey. It might be. So I'm just going to pop a bit of this through my cheekbones and on my forehead, the usual spots I'd put bronzer. Definitely a lot of pigment coming off of this. That's really nice actually. That's just a lovely kind of nice bit of a Sunniclist glow. It doesn't come out too harsh actually, which I thought it might. I do need to blend it just a little bit, but it's not too bad actually. That's really nice. It's just giving me a lovely bit of warmth. Blended out pretty easily as well, so that's good. I hate it when you have a bronzer and it just won't blend out and you're just stuck with like orange on your face. that has actually blended out quite well. So I didn't get a blush, so I'll go straight on to highlight. I got another e.l.f. product. This is their highlighting holographic duo mermaid tail. So you get two powders. That's what it looks like there. So one of them's more pinky toned and one of them's more lilac-y toned. Right, so I think I'll start with the more pinky toned one on this side. I'll just put that one on this cheekbone to start with. And let's see what this does. Ooh. Nice. Okay, that's pretty. It's not the most pigmented highlighter I've ever used. There's definitely some decent pigmentation though. Meshes into the skin quite nicely as well. It doesn't just look like a harsh stripe. I quite like that. It's kind of meshing into my skin tone. That's very nice. So we're going with the more bluey, lilac-y toned one on the other side. And I'll just do that on the other cheekbone. Being honest, they don't really look too different. Like, I mean, this one definitely is pinker looking and this one's more bluey looking, but they don't look really all that different from each other. Pigmentation is pretty much the same. I think this blue one might be slightly more pigmented actually. Only a tiny bit, but just slightly. I think I'll just mix both of them together to do my nose, cupid bow, chin and temples. That is a really nice highlighter. It's not my favourite highlighter ever, but it is really nice. I do like it. My foundation and lips are off. I'm just going to use a clear brow gel just to brush through my brows because I've not got a gel to try out. Because again, I feel like I'm at the point where I'm just running out of eyebrow gels to try out. So I'm just going to brush through these, but I have got a pencil to try out. So the pencil I've got to try out is another e.l.f. product. This is the e.l.f. brow pencil. That's literally just what it's called. And this is in neutral brown. It looks like this. You've got a pencil on one end, which is an interesting style of pencil I've not really seen before. Normally I'm used to kind of the really thin ones, but this one's quite chunky actually. And on the other end you've just got a spoolie, standard. So I'm just going to go ahead and go straight in with this pencil and attempt some form of eyebrow. So that's what I like before I brush them through. Actually, you know what? I quite like that. That's not come out too harsh. And that's fairly easy to work with. I'm just going to run through them with a spoolie though, just to diffuse it out a little bit. That's blended out pretty well. I like that. It's not too harsh. That's just done what I want. What I've been doing lately with brows is I normally just use a tinted gel first and then I add the pencil. So I have to see what it's like when I do it my normal way, but just using it by itself, I quite like it. I'm just going to add a tiny bit of tinted gel. As I said, I've not got a new one, so I'm just going to use my New Look Brush On Brows Fibre Gel. I'm going to pop a bit of my e.l.f. highlighter in my inner corners. You know what, just for the fun of it, I'm going to go in with this dark blue colour. I'm going to run that under my lash line. I mean, this looks already mad enough as it is. Why not just make it even worse? Okay, that blue is really good. I feel like with a lot of kind of dark blues or any kind of really dark matte colour, sometimes they'll just kind of go kind of grey, muddy sort of mess. But that one you can actually kind of see the blue in it, so that's really good. I really like that shade, and it's also very pigmented, so I'd quite like to use that one with a look at some point. So we're going to go back in with our Gosh mascara and just do our bottom lashes. Okay, that Gosh mascara actually looks very well on the bottom lashes because the one's so long and thin, just can really get in there. So that's actually done a really good job on my bottom lashes. So I've just got one more product to try out, and that's a lip product. This is also from e.l.f. I did get a lot of e.l.f. this month. This is a Beautifully Bare satin lipstick in the shade Touch of Nude. That is what the packaging looks like. I love me a nude bullet lip. You can't go wrong with one of them for me. That's what the colour looks like, just you know. Standard nude for my skin tone. This should do the job nicely. I'm just going to go ahead and apply this to my lips. Okay, Okay, I love that. Glided on very nicely. It's just the perfect nude shade for me. Doesn't feel totally matte, like it's definitely like got some creaminess to it. I mean, that's good because it's not going to completely dry out my lips, but hopefully it doesn't mean it's going to slip off. Sometimes creamy lipsticks can kind of slip off quite easily, but not always, but sometimes. But I personally really like that. So that is everything tried. Just gonna clean it up a bit and I'll be back. So this is the finished look, and I think this first impressions, it's been a bit hit and miss. I think there's a few good products I've found here, but I'm a little bit disappointed in some of them, so I'll talk you through my favourites first. Okay, so products I really like. I quite like the Revolution foundation. I think it's given pretty good coverage, had a really nice smooth finish on the skin, looked very flawless. Colour was a perfect match. The only one bad thing I can say is that you can definitely tell there's a foundation on when I wear it, but that's not really a big deal to me. I mean, like, I'm not trying to fool anyone, like, you know, whatever. I do think it's really nice though, and I can't wait to keep trying this out. The eyeliner from Gosh, the Ultimate eyeliner, I thought worked very well. Very easy to apply, very pigmented, very good. I also am quite impressed with the Gosh mascara, and I wasn't sure what to expect just because I have had a bit of a hit and miss experience with Gosh mascaras, but if I'm honest, I actually really like this one, and I especially like how it applied to the lower lashes. I think it did a really good job with those ones, which I feel like sometimes mascaras are more kind of made for your top ones and they don't kind of think about like how it's going to apply to the bottom ones, but with this one it's definitely got both in mind. I also really liked the e.l.f. brow pencil. It doesn't come out too harsh or too blocky, which I do find a lot of brow pencils do. I quite like it when they're more kind of natural and easy to work with, and in that department it's done a really good job, so very impressed with this. I also quite like the bronzer from Rimmel. I feel like it does look quite orange when you see it in the pan, but when you put it on the face and kind of blend it out, it just gives a really nice bit of warmth to the skin, and it does look quite natural, so quite a fan of that. I also think the highlighter was quite nice. It's not the most pigmented highlighter in the world, but it's still got a decent amount of pigment, and it doesn't look too harsh either, like a harsh block of colour, and just meshes into the skin really nicely. I actually overall do really like the eyeshadow palette as well. I think there's definitely a lot of very good shades in here. That blue I used under my eyes was really good. The gold, the white I put in my inner corner before I ruined it. The black, the kind of blacky gold in the outer corner. Like, most of the shades worked. The only one that I was a bit disappointed with was this yellow matte shade. I just found that didn't really do much, but the shimmers were absolutely stunning. So this palette is definitely good. I just think maybe there's a couple of misses in the palette, but overall I would say it's a good quality eyeshadow palette. Primer was nice too, but you know, there's just not much I can say about it. It feels incredibly nice on the skin, but you know, it's a primer. What more can I say? As for things I'm not 100% sure about, I'm not 100% sure about this Revlon eyeliner, but at the same time I'm willing to, you know, give that another go, just because it could be because of the eyeshadows I've got on underneath, but I feel like it did go on a little bit patchy, if I'm being honest. But I will give it another go and see if that was just because of the eyeshadow. This MUA thing, I'm not mad about this. I will try it out some more, but I don't know. It just didn't look particularly vibrant. I'm not sure I like the kind of formulation of them. And like, as you can see, kind of when you kind of go through it, it does kind of just turn into like a clear sort of gel underneath. So I don't know, I'm not 100% sure about this palette, but I will give it another go. I do really like the concealer, but it's just the colour's off for me, which annoys me slightly, but I am, you know, it was a good formula. It did look really nice on the skin, gave some decent coverage, nice concealer. I just wished it had a slightly kind of less orangey shade. As I said in the first video, I'm just going to put all of the products I use in this video and my first impression together for my first impressions a month later video, so I'll give you any updated thoughts on my opinions on the products. In that video, it should be up, you know, a month or so after this video, just so I've got some time to kind of play around with the products more and I can give you any updated thoughts. Oh, I forgot the lipstick, really like that too. Anyway, that's it for this video. I'll see you in my next one. Goodbye.